When looking to cut cable or wire, there's a variety of tools available to do that task, some more specialized than others. But scissors? These are actually electrician scissors, sometimes referred to as snips. They're specialized. They have 2 grooves on this particular tool. Some may have more or less, which can be used to strip wire. There you go. Nice, clean, exposed copper there. They also have on the blade a serrated edge. You see that teeth? On the other side, it's smooth, and the purpose for the serrated edge is to keep the cable from sliding. So on this particular tool, the serrated edge is only part way. The rest of this blade is just smooth. So if I put a cable there and I try to cut it, it slides. But if I put it on the serrated side, or I let it slide to the serrated side, it catches, enabling me to make a clean cut. We're actually not here to talk about this electrician scissors, but thanks to the Home Depot Seeds program, we're here to talk about the Capri Tools electrician scissors. Let's open it up. Once outside the packaging, the snips fit into a hard shell plastic holster, which has a belt clip and a button notch, and is held in place by the pivot on the tool itself. So you're not going to lose this in the field, at least not very easily. Looking at the tool itself, it's all stainless steel with a plastic and molded rubber grip. You can use this ergonomic grip 4 different ways. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Looking at the blade itself, we see that it is serrated on this end, which of course, as you know, means that the cable just stays in place. It's held until you do the cut. And then you get a nice, clean cut. Further down from the serrated blade is the notch blades, which can be used for cutting soft cable, which is stranded cable. So here we have 2 stranded wires inside and has no problem going through that. Here is a 14 gauge solid core. No problem with that. Let's try the serrated edge. A little tougher, but still managed to go through it. Now you may notice that there are some markings there and there and there and there, and that's because I tried cutting through this 3-core 12 gauge solid, and it won't do it. It nicks the cable, so there are better tools for doing that type of work. But just to let you know, it's not a super heavy duty tool. It's for cutting what they call soft wires. Going further down from the pivot point, we see that there are 2 places where you can crimp, either regular or furl. And then beyond that, 3 places for stripping wire. You have your 12 gauge, your 14, and your 16. So let's grab some 14. I'm going to place it in here, close the blade, and sorry, it did strip. It's probably not the best way of stripping, because if I come back here with this and use this tool, the stripping is much effortless, less energy. So while it's handy that they gave us 3 different ways of stripping, it's actually not that useful. So I think mainly you're going to use this for cutting on this end, and most of these types of scissors are used in data, IT, telecom type of work where you may need to do some, I'm actually stripping using the tip of the tool, and as you see, that was much quicker than trying to use those. So for this type of work, the blade does really well. And again, you know, no need to hold it once you place it on there. Can't do thick cable with it. Don't have any crimping attachments, so I can't actually test that. But sort of a fail on the strippers here, unless you're just in a total pinch. But I would think that if you carry this tool around you, you probably have a wire stripper of some sort in your tool bag. So this would not be my go-to tool. I do like the fact that there's some flexibility with the way you want to apply force. Though again, if you're cutting through mostly soft cable, then you're not going to need a lot of force, and you can probably get away with just staying with inside the loop and the catch here. I have some RG6 here, and this bogs down, even on the notch side, it bogs down when it hits the core. So not good for that. Again, you'd want to use a tool that's more appropriate for this type of wiring. So overall, not a must-have. You know, I wish it would cut hard, but that's not what this is designed for. While it's nice that it can do crimping and stripping seems not to be its strong point. The strong point here is the serrated tip and the fact that you can use the notch blades to cut some thicker wires, but again, that are soft. It's nice to have, but not an essential for your toolkit. For those of you wondering how the Capri compares to our old-fashioned Electrician Scissors Snips, here is some bell wire. Not a problem, especially when it gets over to the serrated edge. I wish this blade was serrated all the way to the end. And in some others, they are, but not on this one. See, there's a serration. Here is some telephone wire. It takes a little bit of force, but it does cut through. The advantage would go to the Capri because of its handle. These are the 2 loops, and I could come in this way to cut. And let's see if that makes a difference. A little easier. And that's probably the way a real technician would use this tool. Here is our soft-stranded electrical cord. I don't expect much from this, but it cut right through it. Solid core, not really meant to do that. Not this gauge. But again, let's try it. Nope, it's not going to cut it. Might end up damaging the blade. Let's see, do we see a nick on this? I do not see a nick on this blade, whereas we have a nick there. The 2 wire stripping notches on here actually perform quite well. It will not, of course, cut thick cable like this. This is solid core. For smaller work, which is mostly, you know, the telecom data stuff, this is going to be plenty good tool. And with RG6, you're able to trim out your shield wires with this, which is nice. If you're working with phone cables and you need to trim, this is a perfect tool for that. So, and this tends to be a little bit cheaper than the Capri. So overall, if I had to choose one, I'd probably go with this one. And the Capri, kind of nice, but you know, certain limitations that I'd rather use this than that. If you found this video interesting or useful, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, join the subscription team, and as always, thank you ever so much for watching.